Today we're going to talk about a new series of meditations that I'm doing that are basic meditations. And what they intend to do is once a week add a new goal so they're progressive. We're going to be starting out with this is what I call the OAK energy ball meditation. And initially, what it works is to connect, to activate and connect each chakra center one at a time, and to harmonize the energies so that each chakra center can they're harmonized, they're connected together so that they can talk to each other, if you will. And metaphysically, this is extremely powerful, and this first meditation is a crown chakra meditation. It's very, very powerful. They each have their own place because they're each dealing with different energies. But this first meditation is very simple in what it does. And I'll tell you right now. I ask you to relax, and then I ask you to reach up as high into the light, into the spiritual light as possible. Wherever you sense spirituality, the spiritual light, and draw it down and form a ball of energy about 2 inches above your head. And then to spin it, to rotate it, to help it become real. Because doing this is, in a way, it's an abstract process, because what you're doing is visualizing and working with the energy, but you're visualizing it as being outside of your physical body, okay? It's a very kind of a complex, abstract exercise that anybody that wants to work with these energies needs to become accustomed to. And spiritual light is the photon energy. What is behind, it's the building block of everything else. All matter, every atom, is created ultimately out of light, out of the photon, out of electricity and magnetic field energy. And life itself, it's in the sun, solar energy from the sun, and you think of light that way. The light comes from the sun as a solar deity or whatever. The sun has a physical manifestation of hydrogen and helium and the other elements as well. But ultimately, it's that connection at the photon and this divine spark. And ultimately, our soul's origin point, we are all a spark, a divine spark. We are all a photon that has evolved over ages. And we've evolved through different species. We've evolved into finally humans, to being human. But behind all of that, originally our essence is spiritual light. It's the photon. And it's reciprocal, which is electricity, because the light and electricity are connected. They're reciprocals of each other. And ultimately, the development of the soul, the development of astral bodies or non-physical bodies, is dependent upon having enough energy. Now, there's lots of ways of generating energy. A lot of traditions, they might go by chanting or praying or meditating, drumming, dancing, you name it. There's all kinds of energies, but a meditation that directly taps as high into the photon as possible, and then connecting the crown chakra to that, is the equivalent of taking our ordinary consciousness, our ordinary awareness, and connecting to the higher self, because that's where our higher self dwells, exists, up there in the spiritual levels. You could even say our future our higher self is a future self, possibly. But anyway, to connect to Source is very powerful, and you can begin to channel that energy. And it's really simple to do. That's the point of this exercise. And as we continue, and each time, every week, add a new chakra center, you'll see just how wonderfully simple but immensely effective this is for the healing process. I'm gonna kind of talk you through what the first meditation does. Once you create and visualize and can sense and feel that ball of energy about 2 inches above your head, I will ask you to take that energy and draw from that energy and create a ball of energy in the middle of your brain, in the middle of your head. And to do the same thing with it, just kind of sense it, rotate it, feel it become real, and visualize it. And again, you're taking conscious awareness in working with energy, gaining an awareness of this spiritual energy and using it. And what happens is, in the process of the meditation, you're going to end up sensing two different balls of energy, the one that's above your head and the one that's in the middle of your head, in the middle of your brain. And they're both rotating, and they're both generating two specific types of energy. The one above your head is connected to Source, so it's your connection to Source energy. The one in your middle of your head is going to be the crown chakra energy, and that's dealing with spiritual energies as opposed to Source energies. So it's on another octave, it's in another range, but they need to harmonize, they need to lock together, and that's the purpose of the meditation. So what I'm going to be asking you to do is, once you have them both going, ask you to merge them together, force them together. And they're going to resist being forced together, because that's the way it works. But when you persist and continue trying to force these two energies together, something interesting happens. It's going to snap together. It's going to reach a point and they're just going to slam together, and there's going to be one energy. It's going to feel like one energy, because the one energy has harmonized and synchronized itself with the other one. And what's going to happen is you will sense, kind of like you're wearing a helmet, kind of like a ball of energy that comes from top of the head and it goes over to the back of the head like that. And so you're going to sense it as a combined energy. That's the goal. Hundreds of people have done this meditation and they have experienced this. It's powerful, and it's almost like something going off in your head. And actually, it is a form of initiation in the truest sense. And it's an initiation that I can offer by giving the meditation that way, because it's accepted in spiritual, metaphysical organizations and groups that a seeker can be connected to their higher self or source through initiation. It's accepted that that happens. But it's so easy to do. And there's no strings attached. You simply visualize these two energy balls and they go together and something happens, and it's permanent. It's a permanent link. And that's the power of these energy ball meditations as we connect each chakra center. They are permanent, especially after you've done them for, say, a week. Because the astral resists change. And once it snaps into a new circuit, once it snaps into a new connection, it attempts to retain that connection. So this very first meditation with the Crown Chakra Meditation is connecting you to Source and to your higher self. But your normal awareness isn't way up there. Your normal awareness is wherever your normal awareness is. Each one of us is a little bit different. Where's your mind normally occupied? Where are your thoughts normally preoccupied with? Okay, but this is making a connection, making that spiritual connection between two types of energies, between source energies and your higher self. So and then you're experiencing it with your normal awareness. So there's three types of energies that's being connected here. That's the power of this. And that's, I think, everybody take it serious and share your experiences with this meditation. It causes permanent change in a good way. And that's pretty much all that I'm going to talk about on this. I'm going to turn around then and offer the first meditation along with this. So this is basically kind of a lecture or whatever you want to call it about what's happening in the first OAK Energy Ball meditation. So I'll pair them up with the titles. Number one. We'll see you next with the meditation itself.